Hello guys, and welcome to lesson 10E, solving an exponential equation with different bases. So far we have learned how to solve exponential equations when we have things of the same base. For example, if I have 2 to the x equals 32, I can rewrite the 32 as 2 to the 5th to get that x equals 5. But sometimes we get things like this, 2 to the x equals 5. I cannot rewrite 5 as a base of 2, so we need a different way to solve this. Since the logarithm is the inverse of the exponential, we can use logarithms to move a variable out of an exponent. And here's our hint. If you are solving an equation that has a variable in the exponent, we're just going to take the log of both sides. So let's take a look at this equation we just had. 2 to the x equals 5. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the log of both sides. Log of 2 to the x equals log of 5. And what I'm now able to do is this x can come to the front and become x log of 2 equals log of 5. And then we just divide. X equals log of 5 over log of 2. Now guys, this is not the same thing as log of 5 over 2. No, not the same thing. This is my answer. We would call this the exact answer. If we wanted to get what that was as a decimal, we would come over to our calculator and we would do the log of 5 divided by the log of 2 and get 2.32193. Or if we're rounding specifically, 2.322. Did I round that right, guys? Let me check that again. 3.322. Yeah. All right. Now, when we're doing this, we have to always isolate our exponential term first. So in this problem here, I have to start off by subtracting the 2. Subtract the 2 from both sides. So I get negative 6 to the 3x equals negative 8.4, and I'm going to go ahead and divide by a negative 1 as well. So 6 to the 3x equals 8.4. Well, now I'm going to take the log of both sides. So I'm going to do log of 6 to the 3x equals log of 8.4. My 3x can come to the front here, so I get 3x log of 6 equals log of 8.4. I'm going to divide both sides by actually 3 log 6 by 3 log 6. So I get that x, because then those would cancel, x would equal log of 8.4 over 3 log 6. And if we want to know what that is as a decimal, we can plug it into the calculator and do log of 8.4 divided by 3 log of 6 and get 0.396. So this is my exact and this is my simplified, or my approximate answer. So we can keep doing this even when things get a little bit more complicated. So here I can still take the log of both sides. So log of 3x plus 2 equals log of 5.3. Well, that becomes 3x plus 2 times the log of 4 is equal to the log of 5.3. Well, I am going to divide both sides by the log of 4. So I have 3x plus 2 is equal to the log of 5.3 divided by the log of 4. And now we're going to keep solving this by subtracting 2 on both sides. So I have 3x equals log of 5.3 divided by the log of 4 minus 2. And then I'm going to divide everything through by 3 to get the x by itself. And when I do that, divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, I get x equals log of 5.3 over 3 log of 4 minus 2/3. And we would plug that into our calculator. All right, guys, plug it in the calculator to get 3 log 5.3 over 3 log 4. So I'm going to plug it in to get log of 5.3 divided by 3 log of 4 all minus 2 over 3. Let me just double check that. Minus 2 over 3. Yep, so I get negative 0.266. 0.266 is my approximate answer. All right, guys, I want y'all now to try D and E on your own and submit your answers. All right, guys, so go ahead and check your answers. Okay, so again, the factor raised to a power must be isolated before taking the log of both sides. So when I look at this equation here, I can't do anything until I isolate the 2 to the x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to get that 5/4 equals 2 to the x. Then I'll take the log of both sides. So I take the log of 5/4 is equal to the log of 2 to the x. And again, the x comes down in front, log of 2. So I get the log of 5/4 equals x log of 2. So x equals the log of 5/4 divided by the log of 2. And we would plug that into the calculator to get our answer. So the log of 5/4 divided by the log of 2, which gets me 0.31 or 322. 0.322. And again, this is my exact answer, and this is my approximate answer. So similarly with H, I need to isolate the 1.05 to the t. I'm going to do that by dividing both sides by 200. And when I do that, this reduces to 3 over 2 equals 1.05 to the t. So then I take the log of both sides. Log of 3 over 2 is equal to the log of 1.05 to the t. Well, that's equal to t times the log of 1.05 equals the log of 3 over 2. Divide both sides by the log of 1.05. Which leaves me with t equal to the log of 3 over 2 divided by the log of 1.05, which is equal to log 3 over 2 divided by the log of 1.05, 8.310. 8.310. So let's take a look at solving log equations. So whenever I've got a log equation, the big idea is that I need to get it down to as few logs as possible. So when I look at this, when I've got an addition sign here, that means I'm going to combine these with multiplication. This becomes the log base 3 of 2 times x minus 1 is equal to 4. I'm now going to switch this into an exponential equation. So I get 3 to the 4th equals 2 times x minus 1, or 81 equals 2x minus 2, 83 equals 2x, so x equals 83 over 2. I want you guys now to try 4 and 5 on your own. Go ahead and check your answer. Okay, and I want you guys to try this one as well. Go ahead and check your answer. All right. So, how would you solve the equation log of x equals 2.4? Hint, we're going to change it into exponential form. So that this would become 10 to the 2.4 equals x. And again, we're relying heavily on our calculator for this. We're going to go to our calculator And we're going to do 10 to the, nope, not that, whoops, delete, 10 to the 2.4, which gets us 251.189. So I get 251.189 is equal to x. So let's do some examples. So our first hint is to always change it to exponential form first. So this becomes 10 to the 1.7 equals 3x. So I divide both sides by 3. So I do 10 to the 1.7 divided by 3 equals x, which in my calculator gets me 10 to the 1.7 divided by 3, or 16.706. Okay. We keep doing that over here. We're going to, again, our unwritten base here is 10 to the 0.45 equals 2x minus 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I have 10 to the 0.45 plus 3 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. So I get 10 to the 0.45 plus 3 divided by 2 is equal to x, which when we put that into our calculator, I have 10 to the 0.45 plus 3 divided by 2, which gets me 2.909. 2.909 is equal to x. So I want you guys now to solve C on your own. So we get 55.119. All right, how long does it take for an investment of $2,000 to double if it is invested at 5% interest compounded quarterly? Again, we're going to use this formula we have already come across a couple of times. A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT, where A is the accrued or owed amount, P is the principal invested, R is the annual rate, N is the number of compounding periods per year, and T is the number of years. So let's identify what we have. Right here, this 2,000, that's my principal, and I want it to double, so A must be 4,000. 1,000 with another 0. Come on, there we go. 5% interest, that means R is 0.05. I'm looking for T, so T is the thing I don't know. And we are compounding quarterly, so N must equal 4. So let's plug in. 4,000 equals, principal is 2,000, times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4 to the 4t. So we're going to simplify this a little bit. I'm going to divide the 2,000 off of this side to get rid of it. 2,000, so those cancel. 2,000, which leaves us as just 2 equal to, well, 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4, let's figure out what that is, shall we? 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4 gets me 1.125. Okay, so that becomes 1.125 to the 4t. Well, now that's an exponential equation, and we can solve that by taking the log of both sides, right? So we have log base 2 equals log of 1.125 to the 4t. Again, we can bring that 4t to the front. 4t times the log of 1.12, that's a 2, I promise. 125 equals log base 2. So if I want to get the t by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 4 log of 1.125. Am I missing a decimal in this? I most certainly am. 0.125. 0.125. You know, guys, if y'all were in the room, you'd be telling me what to do right now. Saying I'm a crazy person. That's okay. 0.125. 0.125. Look at that. And here again. 0.125 to the 4t. Okay, so divide both sides by 4 log of 1.01.